Good morning, all. CamelbackTrading.org coming to you this Wednesday morning, July 15th. We're looking at the last 3 days of the market profile of the SPY ETF here on Window Trader. And a bunch to talk about this morning. First, let's start with, this is the third day following a price probe. We're going to gap, right? We had one 3 days ago after the price probe from Friday. We gapped higher. Did get filled. Went out with a price probe to the downside, gapped lower yesterday, did get filled, and now this morning, gapping higher. Now, for the most part, that's how price probes or price spikes used to work, right? The market was probing, it was telling you something late in the day, and then the following day usually followed that direction. Well, that hasn't been the norm over these past year or so, but for the last 3 days, at least, we are getting that normal follow-through. Now, we're going to see if traders are going to do its work till it doesn't work anymore. Does this gap get filled like the previous two? This is the 73rd gap in the SPY this year. 43 to the upside, 30 to the downside. This is the fifth upside gap already in July, and we're only halfway through the month. Gap rules and balance rules are going to apply today. Certainly gap rules, put in context, of course, and balance rules because now we're right up against the top of an 8-week balance, 323.41 in the SPY, which is last month's high. Remember, the ES stretched that monthly high on the 13th. We did not. Well, this morning, it looks like we're going to attempt to get to that monthly high. So a lot of things are going to come into play here. Let's go over destinations and a game plan. So for the upside, remember we said last night, your reference and destination points are far and wide apart. Price has to seek its level, and that's what it is doing this morning. So right now on the upside, the first destination I will use is 322.71, which is the 13th high. Then above that, we have the monthly high of 323.41. Now, if we get accepted above that monthly high, the next destination on the monthly is the all-time high, but on the weekly, you're going to have some pit stops, and there's a huge one. First, we have 324.61 daily high, 325.21 afternoon rally high from February 24th, and then the big and last step, the big and last hurdle, I should say, to try to get to the all-time high. That's a weekly high of 325.85, and then a huge gap that gets filled at 332.58. That's a 673-point gap from February 24th. We've had huge gaps since February. This is the largest of them all. We had the 620-point gap. You saw how long that took to get filled. So I certainly do not expect that gap to get filled the first time in it. For the downside, we'll use yesterday's high of 319.76 as our first downside destination. Then we don't have anything to the price probe, which is Jay's high of 317.67, then the afternoon pullback low of 314.52, and yesterday's low of 312. So yes, we're trading over $10 higher from A period from yesterday. Now, as of right now, with just over an hour to go, my pre-market high is 323.06, and the pre-market low is 320.11. So that would be your first downside destination, just above yesterday's high. So here we go with a game plan. Now, you know how I feel about sizable gaps. Well, it gets even more so when we're bumping up against the top of a balance. Now, this isn't the top of the balance. I don't have it on here. This top of the balance is about 70 cents higher from here, that last month's high. I can't take a call play here. It's just too big a gap. It's a $3 gap, right? It's 300 ticks from yesterday's high. I would expect some sort of inventory adjustment. Yes, value's higher. Yes, I want to look for a call as long as that gap holds, but not at this level. Now, as far as a put play, generally I would say I'm not looking for a put play on the upside. I need market-generated information to form. But the closer we get to last month's high of 323.41, I would probably take a small put play because balance rules, right? People are going to do what's worked. And what's that? That's selling the top of a balance. Now, again, if I take that put play, it's not to be married to it. It's especially the first time there to see if sellers show up to try to defend last month's high and the top of the balance high. It's the only reason I'd take a put play. If we're to open, drive down, taper off, then I'm looking for a call play. Same thing in B period. If we don't get to last month's high and in B period we start one-time framing up, then that short play gets a lot less enticing for me. So these are all things to factor in. These are all things you'll be kept up in CamelbackTrading.org's voice channel trading room. Okay, let's go to the charts. So, monthly. Well, after a horrendous day the other day where the bulls gave back so much, here we are a day and an opening later looking to take out last month's high with the next destination on the monthly being the all-time high. Pretty damn impressive. Weekly, same thing. After failing miserably the other day, we are now at the top of an 8-week balance. Now, we need acceptance above it. What does that mean? Well, it certainly means to me closing above it by the end of this week, not just stretching it. If you just stretch it and come back in, again, nothing's really changed. It's just a balance. But if you get accepted above last month's high and the balance weekly high, well, then here's your next destination, which is 325.85, and then starting to work on that huge gap. Daily, same thing. After coming out of balance 2 days ago, only to fail miserably. Yesterday, they tried the bottom of the balance, right? Missed it. Now we're at the top. Balance rules, my friends, right? Now we're at the top of the balance. More importantly, we're back firmly inside this balance, looking to take out the top of this 4-day balance. That's the goal. You get above that and get accepted above that. And what does that mean to me? Closing above it, right? We want to close above 323.41. So that's what acceptance means to me. That's what's important. The bulls, the ball keeps getting handed to both camps each day, right? The bulls had it, gave it away. Bears had it yesterday morning, gave it away. Well, the bulls have it again this morning. We'll see how it works out. Good luck trading today. Have a great day trading, and we'll recap at 4 p.m.